So thank you so much for joining us, Sandy. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk with you.
Yes, me too. I really enjoyed the book. And so I'm just going to jump right in with the first question for today, which is the book switches perspectives back and forth between Topaz and Danny. So the readers kind of get a bigger picture of the story. How did you, as a writer, balance multiple perspectives in one book, especially when the main characters were opposite sexes?
It was a lot easier than I expected it to be. This is the first time I really seriously done multiple perspectives, especially. I mean, I kind of did it in an earlier book where it was like journal entries from the character Jordan in the Dreamcatcher
Mhm.
series, but it was a little bit different, and this was like fully taking on Danny's perspective. um but yeah, it was, I felt like there was no other way for me to tell the story properly without including both perspectives, because there's a lot of, miscommunications, because
Mhm.
you don't know what the other person is feeling. And in order to really kind of get that like male versus female thing going, and seeing what they're both thinking, which actually turns out they're a lot more alike in the way they're thinking than they both realize. But as far as like switching to like a male perspective, that was also kind of easy for me in a lot of ways, because I'm very close to my older brother, and I had a lot of guy friends. And my older brother, at some point in my life, we became so close where he like basically treated me like one of the guys, or he was telling me a lot of guy talk whether I wanted to hear it or not. So I kind of, knew how he spoke with his friends, how conversations went. Um, so it was fun getting into that mind frame, and also knowing like, yeah, my brother's this tough guy, but then he's also like really sweet. And and my cousins, like there's so many men in my life that I've seen both sides of them, that really they try to be all macho and not cry over the Notebook, and then like, but then they're like, oh, that's a stupid movie, and I'm like, why didn't you like it? And then you find out why. So it was really, that was a lot of the inspiration, just getting to hear way too much of a guy's perspective in real life through family members.
Yeah, and I think I have three brothers, so I definitely understand. um, and I think actually that's one of the reasons that the book was so interesting because you were seeing from Topaz's side maybe a little bit more of the masculine kind of
Hmm.
side, but then with Danny, we're seeing a little bit more of like the vulnerable side. So it's kind of like they grow together by
Hmm.
being different and the same at the same time.
Yes. And the thing is also, I know Danny's character so well, because he actually is based on one of my friends, by the way, one of my former coworkers who I was very close to, named Danny. I thought it would be a fun thing to like include him as a side character, never knowing later on he was going to become a lead. But so a lot of like his early on, his mannerisms and things like that were very much inspired by real life. And um you know fictional Danny was, this kind of like, he's kind of a jerk in the beginning in a lot of ways, very loyal friend to Jordan and to his, he treats his friends like family. And but his relationship with women in the past has never been really a good thing. Um, and but over the years he realized that he was kind of a jerk, and wants to change, and wants to really share his life with someone for the first time, really like be all in. And I don't think Topaz expects that from him.
I don't think so either, because she's at that point where she wants that as well. So they kind
Hmm.
of just fall into it together.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, she's so Topaz is so misunderstood in, through her public persona and things like that. And she just wants to be loved and accepted. And um, she struggled with it so much. So then now she has this guy who wants to give that to her, and she doesn't know, she doesn't believe that it's real.
Or what to do with it.
Yeah, no, exactly.